Today's show is just going to be 10 minutes of me and Dillon eating pizza.
I got some catching up to do. So.
You do. This joker been out of town all week. That's why the show got delayed till today. So, his fault.
Yep.
Okay, we'll do more than eat pizza. As entertaining as that would be. I'm Brad, that's Dillon. This is the DJ Preps Football Preview Show. This is week 10 or week 8 for MHSAA teams. And getting down to crunch time here, Dillon. We got some division races coming down to the wire. Got a lot of big games this week that will go a long way toward deciding who gets that number 1 seed. So we're going to look at 3 games. 3 big games this weekend. We'll do the Double Trouble Award. We'll make predictions, of course, and it'll be fun. Fun time. And be sure to check out the Pizza Doctor, our fine sponsor. You can find them at Midtown Pointe in Tupelo, off Gloucester, the old South Gloucester Creek Village.
Right.
The old mall. It's got so many names.
Midtown Pointe.
Yes. Okay, well, I guess we ought to start with last week's predictions, Dillon.
Let's go.
I did pretty good. I was 2-1. Dillon again went 3-0. I don't.
You said it was rookie luck last week. You said it's beginner's luck, whatever. And I don't know.
I don't know how to explain
We're
it.
10 weeks into this, or 8 weeks really for us.
You got a 5-game lead on me. It's going to be hard to surmount.
You might get it this week. I don't know.
I doubt it. These picks are tough this week.
Yeah.
They are. In fact, let's start with game 1. Amory at Boonville. I mean, this could essentially be for the Division 1-3A title.
Yeah.
Now, you know, Nettleton still could have a say in it.
Right.
But Amory beat Nettleton last week, so that was huge. So both these teams are 3-0 in division. And should be a really good game. Keys to the game, key number 1. Boonville's offense, I just think they need to stay balanced. I mean, they've been very good running and throwing. They're averaging 192 yards rushing, 196 passing. And, of course, they got John Daniel Deaton at quarterback. He's a 3rd, 4th-year starter. He's been there forever.
Yeah, I think he's a 4-year starter, so yeah. But it does feel like he's been there about 8 years.
Yeah, I know. So they got plenty of experience on that side of the ball. And if they can, you know, just establish that balance, they'll be in the game. Key number 2, Hunter Jones, the quarterback for Amory. I just think he needs to stay upright. Boonville is pretty good at getting to the quarterback. They got 14 sacks through 6 games this year. And let's not forget Jones is, you know, this whole season Jones has been battling a banged up left hand. And now it's not his throwing hand, but still it can affect you. And he had some kind of off-season accident, kind of tore it up a little bit. And I think he took some hits last week, so you know that could be a factor as well.
I believe he wears a cricket glove on his left hand or whatever. It's got like a little padding in it to help shield it. So it looks really funny at quarterback because it like covers up the ball, but it works. I mean, he's obviously still having a tremendous year.
He's having a great year. Yeah. So
it hadn't affected him to this point, but we'll see. You get hit one time and it can change things. So
yeah, he's a tough kid though.
Yeah.
So anyway. Offensive line for Amory needs to be on point for sure on Friday. And then key number 3, excuse me, this sinus is not the COVID, I promise.
Yeah.
Always the most important key. Who would you vote for president? Amory coach Alan Glenn or Boonville coach Mike Maddox?
Who would you go with?
I mean, Mike's a little older, he's got more experience.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And he's they're both down-to-earth guys, but I feel like, I could see Mike.
Yeah, he seems pretty presidential. I think both of them are good candidates, though. Both of them are pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, that's the PC answer.
Exactly. PC answer. Maybe Alan is the more young, charismatic type.
Maybe so.
Or something. I don't know. Whatever. Prediction time. Amory at Boonville. Okay. I don't have a clue. Gosh. Because Amory, I mean, they got a really good offense, but it has been limited. I mean, even last week in the one against Nettleton, only 14 points. New Albany held them to 10 points.
Yeah.
Boonville has a good offense. I wouldn't say it's a really explosive offense. They don't have that Davian Price or Dallas Gamble type, but they can still rack up the yards and get the points. And this one's at Boonville. I don't know, man. I'm going to have to go with the Blue Devils, I guess. I'll say Boonville 28, Amory 24.
Yeah, I think it's a close game. I agree with you. Either way, I think it's close. You look at it, both teams have one loss. Both their losses are to New Albany. So shout out to the Bulldogs there for beating these 2 top-ranked teams like that. But I think at the end of the day, as long as you mention it, as long as Amory's offensive line stands up and keeps Jones protected, I think they find a way to put up points against Boonville. And but Boonville's going to be right there with that balance. So I think Amory wins 35-28.
Okay, and yeah, these are our number 1 and 2 ranked small schools, by the way. Amory's number 1, Boonville number 2. Okay, game number 2, Corinth at Ripley. Both teams 2-0 in Division 1-4A. Ripley a little bit of a surprise this year under first-year coach Perry Lyles. They've only had 2 wins all of last year. Now they're tied for first in the division. Keys to the game, number 1 for Ripley. I think they need to play the defensive game of their lives.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had a good year defensively, but Corinth is a whole different ball of wax with that wing T and Caden Betts and all of that. So they're going to have to pull out every trick to keep them in the game, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
What's John Pitts looking at me for?
I did wonder what he was
looking at
holding
this
around.
rig. It's in a different place today.
Don't knock it over.
Makes me nervous.
I do think, though, when you look back to Ripley's defense, I think when you look at it, you look at what we talked about Amory's offense and stuff. They held Amory, to 21 points, I think, in that. But it's a totally different attack. Amory's going to try to beat you through the air and stuff. And I think Ripley has some. They're young, but they have some pieces in the secondary to compete. But it's going to be up front and trying to stop. This is the key number 2 here that you're about to mention. So.
Yeah, key number 2 for Corinth. Just keep feeding Caden Betts.
Yeah,
he scored 5 touchdowns last week.
Yeah, tied a school record.
Yeah, I think 4 rushing, 1 on a kickoff return. I think he's got 17 total, 14 on the ground. I believe that's right. And he's just a beast. Okay, I mean he's not but the thing is he's not the only guy that can run. They got Nazarius Jones,
And Christian Barber.
So
Yeah.
they've got other options. But man, if Betts gets his, good luck.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to make somebody else beat you.
Exactly. Key number 3. Who would you vote for president? We're going to stick with that thing. Corinth coach Todd Larry or Ripley coach Perry Lyles?
I think it's kind of similar to the first one. Lyles is the veteran experience deal. They're both state champions.
True.
Obviously, Todd is more recent.
I think Todd would be a better orator.
Yes.
Orator? How do you say that? Anyway.
Yes.
And, I mean, Lyles is known for his defenses. I think he'd be a better Secretary of Defense.
Oh, yeah. Okay. There you go.
Okay. Prediction time. You go first.
I don't know. This is tough. I think Corinth's just too good to lose this game. I think they win it. With my score prediction, though, it's kind of maybe shocking because Ripley's defense has been so good. But this wing T attack's so good, and I saw them last week against New Albany, and like when you look at that, and then it wasn't even just that their quarterback Kajin had just like this massive 300-yard, but he looked so good. He's looking more and more comfortable, so they have more options than just the wing T of running it. Right. So I say Corinth 41-20.
Okay, I'll also go with Corinth in a bit of a blowout. I'll say 35-12. Okay, and the third and final game to look at, another division title on the line. In 2-4A, it's Itawamba AHS at Pontotoc. Both teams 3-0 in the division. Pontotoc, our number 3 ranked large school. Keys to the game: ball security. That's the first one because Itawamba has forced 23 turnovers. I believe they've forced a dozen just over the last 2 games. So, yeah, they know how to take care. They know how to get the ball. I mean, I talked to Clint Hoots earlier today. He says, "Yeah, we do drills. We try to find different ways to get the ball back for the offense." And they certainly have been successful at doing that against Morville last week, Shannon the week before that.
And I had them that game. They had 6 that game, and their secondary's all over the field, and they're young too, so they're going to be, that defense is going to be real for a long time. So
yeah, and Pontotoc has a young quarterback. He's a sophomore, Connor Armstrong, but he's been really solid. He's taking care of the ball. 4 picks on the year. And they've got some good guys in the secondary at Itawamba, Isaac Smith and Tay Chandler, so we'll have to be wary of those guys. Don't want to give up a pick 6 or something. Okay, key number 2. Neither team can afford to play behind the chains because I think both these teams have, obviously Itawamba has a good defense, but I think Pontotoc has a really good defense as well. And you're getting yourself into 2nd and 3rd and long. Again, Armstrong's been good at quarterback. I wouldn't say he's quite to the point where he's a guy that can make a completion on 3rd and long, and the quarterback for Itawamba, Todd Davis.
Yeah.
Done a solid job as well. But these are not really passing offenses
No.
They're run first offenses. So They need to establish that run.
Yeah, that and I even see the when I did see Itawamba 2 weeks ago at Shannon, they would take Davis off the field some and put Tate Chandler at quarterback and just run like quarterback leads out of the Wildcat and stuff there, and that may be a recipe of success. I may be telling their game plan, I don't know, but that may be a recipe of success for them. I think both like you said, both teams are going to try to control the ground game and play good defense and so I think it's going to be low scoring. You'll see that in my prediction in a minute. So
okay, well, who would you vote for president? Itawamba coach Clint Hoots or Pontotoc coach Jeff Carter?
I don't know.
Carter's a really low-key kind of guy.
Very even keel.
That's kind of what I like in a president. So,
are you hinting?
I'm
something?
I'm not saying.
I'm just kidding.
Clint Hoots is more of the rah-rah type. So, he could pump people up. I don't know.
And sometimes you need that as a country, like for morale and stuff.
I think Hoots maybe be better VP.
Maybe so.
Carter Hoots, 2020.
Yeah, let's just go with both of them. They're both going to have good defenses. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, prediction time. Is it my turn to guess? My turn to go first.
Yeah.
I'm struggling with this one too, Dillon. Gosh.
I did too. This was the one I struggled with the most.
I think Itawamba has a little bit better defense. I think Pontotoc has maybe a better offense. It's at Pontotoc. You tend to go with defense, good defense over good offense. Kind of like good
in
pitching.
High school too.
Yeah,
for sure.
kind of like good pitching beats good hitting. It's not always the case. I'm gonna have to go with. I don't know. Itawamba. I gotta go with my gut. Itawamba. I'll say 15-12.
Yeah, I'm right there with you in the score range. It's weird, but I'd almost be shocked if either team got in the 20s.
Yeah, me too.
Honestly, I think this is gonna be low scoring. I think, like you mentioned, Connor Armstrong can do just enough with his arm to move the chains on critical third downs and stuff. I think third downs are going to be big here, and I think that Pontotoc's going to try to rely on Jamarcus Whitfield, and I think they'll get it done 14-10. So it's going to be tight, I think.
Okay, there we go. And those, excuse me, sinuses, not for COVID. Those are your 3 games to watch. We'll see if maybe I can make up some ground this week for once. I don't know. Let's close out the show with the Double Trouble Award. A little bit of a different take this week. It's Michael Harvey and Tripp Maxwell, the quarterbacks for Oxford. They platoon them. They play both of them. So it's the Oxford quarterbacks and Jay Wortham, the wide receiver. Oxford beat Horn Lake last week, 50-27. And in that game, Harvey and Maxwell were a combined 15 of 23 for 238 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. And Wortham had 7 catches for 138 yards and 3 touchdowns. So that TQB system seems to be working for Oxford. They're unbeaten. Number 1 in our rankings in our school. So
for the first time this year,
exactly
moved up.
Exactly. Yeah, Starkville lost. West Point lost a 2nd straight game. Wild. So that's it for this episode of the DJ Preps Football Preview Show. Be sure to check out our podcast, Prep Rally. It'll drop later today. You can find it in iTunes, any of your podcast apps, or online at preprally.djournal.com. Follow us on Twitter at djournalpreps. He's on there at Dillon Barnes DJ. I'm at Brad Locke, and again, thank you to Pizza Doctor, Midtown Pointe in Tupelo, for this delicious fajita chicken pizza. We'll see y'all next week.